What's up, guys? Welcome back to another week of the Kev's Coast to Coast Gambling Show. Let's take a quick look back at Week 6. West Coast Kev, his lock was the Packers. Unfortunately, his primetime picks were the 49ers and the Cardinals, so he hit on those. East Coast Kev, his lock was Patriots and Texans. Missed on both. Primetime picks, 49ers and Cowboys, so 1-1 there. My lock was the over in the Green Bay versus Tampa game at 55 points. It ended up being 48. I did offer a bonus last week of betting the under in the Washington football team New York Giants game at 43 points, and it was actually 39, which is absolutely insane and pathetic. My primetime picks were the Rams, who lost, and the Cardinals, who, of course, won. Before we get into the whole roundtable of picks for Week 7, I'm going to go ahead and quickly run through each game just to give you my take. All right, we've got the Detroit Lions plus 1.5 at the Atlanta Falcons. Atlanta has the worst pass defense in the league. I like the way the young rookie running back is paired with Adrian Peterson. Todd Gurley might surprise us and act like a Week 5 Todd Gurley or a Week 6 Todd Gurley. You never know which Gurley is going to show up. Julio Jones looked incredible. It's insane how impactful he was on that game last week. I still like the Lions slumping right now. Burrow gets sacked for a living out there right now. Hasn't thrown a touchdown, I think, in 2 weeks. Continues throwing picks. Myles Garrett is going to be a problem. I still don't think the Browns are living up to their hype or really their record in general, but I'm going to go with the Browns here. Packers -3 at Houston. Both pass defenses are absolutely terrible. The Texans have 16 sacks with J.J. Watt. If David Bakhtiari, the starting left tackle for the Packers, isn't a go, I think the Packers are going to have major problems. The Texans' run D is the worst in the league. They've given up over 1,000 yards in 6 games, is it? I mean, that's absolutely horrible. Still, with all the craziness, I'm going to go Packers. Saints -7 against the Panthers. Michael Thomas was supposed to come back, finally. Tweaks his hamstring. Kamara will have to run all over the Panthers to make an impact. I'm going to go with Saints. Bills -10.5 against the Jets. I think the line was even bigger. It was like 12.5 at one point this week. It's the Jets. I think you got to take the Bills in division. Doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter who they're playing. I'm going to go ahead and take the Bills. Big divisional matchup in the NFC East. Big time Skins fan here against the mighty Dallas Cowboys. To me and most people, even the odds makers, this is a complete toss-up game. I'm actually going to go with the Cowboys. I think they have too much, even with Andy Dalton back there. I just can't see how they can't get Cooper loose, Ezekiel Elliott, CeeDee Lamb. Even their offensive line is a shambles. And Chase Young and Kerrigan and Montez Sweat and Deron Payne, they're going to get to him. They're going to send Landon Collins. Dalton might have 1 to 2 interceptions, both of which might be from Kendall Fuller, who missed 3 games. I think he's only played in 4 games and has 4 picks on the season. I think it was just tied for first. So I think that's a pretty safe bet that Andy Dalton's going to throw a pick to Kendall Fuller. But I'm still going to take the Cowboys at +1. Steelers at the Tennessee Titans, both undefeated. Can Derrick Henry run on the Steelers D? I don't know. The Steelers D is giving up, 3.3 yards per carry. They shut down Cleveland. They shut down Kareem Hunt. Tennessee's only allowed 6 sacks on the year, keeping Ryan Tannehill pretty clean, but they lost Taylor Lewin, the starting left tackle. Shout out to Bustin' with the Boys. He's out for the season. Big Ben has a touchdown to interception ratio of 11-1 right now. I'm going to go ahead and take the Steelers. Seahawks -3.5 at the Arizona Cardinals. Kyler Murray is just... Have you guys seen the highlights of Kyler Murray just throwing the ball down the field to no one like Rex Grossman? Like, that's... If he's not running and scoring, he's... I don't know. I'm not... the Cardinals look great against bad teams. They look great against Dallas. They look great against Washington. But Seattle is probably the class of the league right now, so I'm going to go at Seattle. Chiefs -7.5 at the Denver Broncos. Patrick Mahomes will absolutely gash the Broncos D with runs like Cam Newton did. Chiefs D looked great against the Bills and Josh Allen. I don't know how you can't go with the Chiefs here. 49ers at the New England Patriots. 49ers dogs at +2.5. Cam has 4 picks and 2 touchdowns on the year, which is pretty brutal. I think Belichick will game plan the shit out of Jimmy G somehow, but I still like what I see the 49ers, so I'm going to go ahead and take the 49ers at +2.5. Jaguars at the Chargers. The Jags D ranks in the bottom of the league in almost every category. They give up, sacks. Bosa's going to get out there and just feast on Gardner Minshew. Herbert, he's coming off a bye week. He looks great. He's going to continue to get better. The Chargers are better than their record. I live in Southern California. I'm forced to watch every Chargers and Rams game. And Herbert and those Rams, they're better than their record. You also have the weird Gus Bradley factor where he's going to want, he's the Chargers' current defensive coordinator, former head coach of Jacksonville. I think he's going to have an idea on how to help beat them. Bucks at Raiders. Bucks have the top rushing D in the league, even without Vita Vea somehow. Ronald Jones could have another huge 100-yard rushing game. The Raiders' offensive line had a whole scare this week, I think, with even the safety, all the COVID concerns. It looks like they all came back negative, but they missed time in practice, I think. So the facility was shut down as they were trying to figure out. They sent everybody home due to that. And how the Bucks looked last week with the Packers and everything, you got to go Bucks. Finally, in the Monday night game, we've got the Bears at the LA Rams. The Bears D is actually getting a lot of pressure on quarterbacks. They made Teddy look pretty bad. Goff hasn't looked great this season. He's like a sneaky... He still has like 100 QBR somehow for the year, but like the eye test is horrible on Goff this year. He looked bad against Washington, so I don't know. He looked bad against Washington. He looked bad against San Francisco. I'm going to go ahead and take the Bears +6. All right, with that, let's go ahead and take a look at what everyone on the table is picking. West Coast Kev, his lock this week is the Bills, and his primetime picks are going to be the Seahawks and Bears. East Coast Kev, his lock is the Steelers and Saints. Primetime picks are going to be the Bucks, Rams, and Seahawks. I got a third pick from him just because of the shuffling between the 4 o'clock game moving up and back and forth and whatnot. My lock for the week is going to be Packers and Steelers. And then my primetime picks are the Bucks, Bears, and Seahawks. But that'll do it for me. Thank you guys so much for listening. We appreciate it. We'll catch you next time. Bye.